behind me, right here, just over my shoulder, is my brand new, fully finished, fully customized Honda Dream, the bike that we are about to use to travel to every single province here in Thailand. It's taken me a few months to get to this point through researching what bits to get, what customizations to find, and then to get them fitted and to get it just right. And before I reveal the bike, I just want to quickly show you how did it used to look like a couple of weeks ago, because I was getting so many of you guys commenting and saying, oh my God, when are you going to fix your bike? Please fix your bike. You're not going to make it on that bike. And then I'll talk to you about why I'm not upgrading and getting a really good proper bike to do this big trip on, and why I think it's best, actually, why I think it's best to use a Honda Dream. So when I dropped off my Honda Dream at the mechanic, he was like, okay, what's happened now? Because I'm always dropping my bike off. It's always got something wrong with it. But this time I said, no, listen, we've got some big things to do. Starting firstly, obviously, with the bloody chair. You guys have been messaging me so much about the seat. It's ripped to shreds and it just looks awful. So I said to him, please, can you fix me and get me a new chair, nice and soft, please? Then we moved on to this weird, like, rubber footrest thing that had just fallen off the other day. I went to basically put my foot on it and it just fell off. The oil, that always leaks. That's pretty much standard. But I was asking him if he could, change the O-rings. I thought that might work, and turns out it did. And then the tires. I like the back tire because it's big and chunky. But I really wanted to replace at least the front tire. The front tire is just a bit thin and flimsy. And then I also wanted to change the helmet. I've been loving my helmet. It's my favorite thing. But it doesn't really fit anymore. It's a bit loose and a bit rubbish. So I wanted to upgrade that. So yeah, that's all the things that I wanted done. There is a few other surprises that I requested, but you'll see them in a second. So let's go back and have the reveal. So that's how she used to look. And this is how she looks now. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Don't worry, I'll bring you in for a closer look. Let me explain. Here she is. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll walk around the bike and I'll explain all of the things we've changed, all of the things we've kept, and just all the little tiny improvements that we've made. So obviously the big, massive thing you notice firstly is the back side boxes. So I found these on Lazada. Lazada is basically a Thai version of Amazon, and they're made in Thailand, made down in Bangkok, and they've got really good reviews, and they're 36 liters each, 72 liters in total, and they're just the right size. I don't think they look grotesquely big. I think they're just right. They're made of plastic, but they're made of really good watertight plastic. The aluminium ones are the best, but they're so expensive. These were 6,000 baht, about $200 US. And the metal aluminium ones, they can go for something like, nearly $1,000, which I ain't got that kind of money. So I was like, okay, cool. And we installed them, and the guy in the shop ripped off the old metal back seat frame thing. And then he installed these, and it was quite simple apparently. And yeah, so now I can keep, stuff in my backpack, and then stuff that I can't fit in my backpack in each box. And yes, I will make sure that I weigh them equally, not have one too heavy on the left and not have one too light on the right. And I think they look cool. I really like how they don't make my bike super fat at the back. It adds about, I've looked at it, it's about 2 inches on the left of my handlebar and 2 inches on the right of my handlebar. So when I'm going and weaving through traffic, I should be able to know and not have to worry too much that I'm going to hit them into something. I'll just have to be a little bit extra lenient with my big ass. I think they look great. I'm really happy with them. Obviously, you can see that I also have this Thai flag. Now, this is not a permanent fixture. It does basically just come out if you pull it. And I was thinking about getting it taped to it, but then it's hard for me to get my leg over. But I think it looks really cool. So when there's days when I'm driving and I'm really sort of happy with the bike and in love with Thailand, I'll fly my flag, I'll jam it in there, get some good shots. You can see here, I've been using it before in places like Pai, and it just makes the shots look great. when you're driving up a hill and you have the drone following you. It just looks cool. I'll probably keep the flag in my bag, sticking out the top. And then when I want to use it for really good shots and photographs, I can just whiz it out and jam it quite easily in here. And then, yeah, it should fly really nicely. And my neighbour's cat's here, look. Sawadika. How are you? What are you doing? Being all weird. So this is my old helmet, just a red one. It didn't have a sun visor anymore. That kind of snapped off one day. And I love all the Budgeteer sticker on there, but it was a bit loose, it was a bit old, a bit knackered. So I got this one, and it's cool. It's like a matte black finish, and it's got this really nice long sun visor, which is good for keeping the sun out of your eyes, especially if I forget or lose or break my sunglasses. And I just like the matte black finish. I think it looks really cool. And it's a much tighter, it's a much more snug fit. And what do you think? I do look a bit daft actually, but there's not much you can do. And safety first, right? Especially when you're driving around in Thailand. Even really low speed accidents, if you're not wearing a helmet, bang, head on the curb, head on the concrete, see you later, alligator. So this should, hopefully, fingers crossed if I don't have an accident, but if I do, this will protect me properly, which is great. Another cool feature is we just painted these, you know, metal pieces that go on the outside, is the technical term, and the engine. I painted the engine, these like pieces here, and on the other side I painted the chain guard and the same piece in black. So it just kind of gives it that stealthy look. Just gives it that. I mean, the paint actually has come off a little bit there from when I was watering it with the hose this morning, trying to clean it. Which was kind of annoying, but anyway, it still looks sick, so I really like that, and that goes really well with the wheels. So the wheels, I had to upgrade the wheels. Number one, the tyres were actually punctured. I was driving around with broken, punctured tyres, and he had to throw out the tyres. So I wanted to keep the back tyre originally, put the back tyre on the front, but then he said the back tyre was punctured. The front tyre was just not good enough. So we got these really good Westlake branded tyres. They're a bit thicker, they're a bit chunkier, and as a little sort of added beautification, we spray painted the front forks black, we spray painted the drum brakes black, the spokes, basically the inner metalworks of the tyre is now all black as well to match the engine and the back chain guard and everything. So it's got that cool kind of like black on red vibe. I think it looks kind of cool. And I love these tyres. These are really nice and chunky. Just going to give me a little bit more comfort, a tiny little bit more range probably. But just looks cooler as well. And it'll give me a bit more grip when I go off-road. I kept the basket. I love the basket. It's so handy for when you're just like getting some water or snacks from the 7-Eleven or whatever. Just chuck it in there and it's good to go. It's so useful. Just having this now as a secondary storage item for things like snacks and water. Can keep all the good stuff in here and in my backpack on my back, and then yeah, just little bits and bobs in the basket. And the last really cool tiny little customization thing that I have is this cool chain that links to, I think this is the, what is this, the front brake? Anyway, just keeps my chain, because they used to just smack against the bike and make a really loud noise when I'm recording, which I don't want. And I've got this really cool USB charger which means that, you know, with a USB cable, I can then have my phone, my drone, my camera, my whatever, charging through the bike. It's wired through the bike somehow. The mechanic did that for me. And this cost me like $1 or $2 from Lazada again. And that means, yeah, I can charge my stuff as and when I need to, which is really good, especially if I'm in the middle of nowhere and I run out of battery on my phone, or I'm nearly about to run out of battery. I can charge it. Or if my drone isn't charged and I know there's going to be an amazing sunset or something, I can then just charge it up on the way and know I'll have enough battery to get it up there and get a cool shot. So I think that's everything. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the modifications, customizations that we've made. And I just think she looks beautiful. What do you think? And I just want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons. You guys have been supporting me, even though I haven't promoted it yet, and I'll start pushing it properly when I'm on the road. But you can become a Patreon and support the journey and support the channel and the production. And thankfully, the few people who are supporting me so far, I think February and March some, actually a little bit of January too, I put into a little piggy bank pot and used all of that money for the side boxes and the helmet and the whole mechanic fee. He charged me 2,800 baht, just about $90 to paint the wheels, fix the brakes, tighten the chain, paint the bits and bobs, install the USB charger, install the side boxes for me, and just give it a general, you know, MOT style, change the oil, that kind of thing. So $90 for that, 750 baht for the helmet, 6,000 baht for the side boxes. All in all, it was about $400, I'm not quite sure. But thank you to the Patreons. I used that support for that. So thank you so much. And yeah, we have a fun monthly like pub quiz basically via Zoom. And every month we do one. So if you want to come to my fun pub quiz style monthly quiz every month and support the channel and our journey across Thailand, check the description because you can join there. If you're interested, if you're not, don't worry. We're going to have a great time, aren't we? And the last thing that I want to say is, why am I doing it on this, you know, 100cc, 125cc Honda? I mean, look at it. It's not exactly a big bike, right? And when you're driving around Thailand, there are proper bikers with proper bikes. And obviously, you guys are like, oh, you guys are nailing me in the comments. I get comments every day. Oh, great idea, but you should upgrade the bike. It's going to be miserable. It's going to be awful. You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Firstly, you don't know what I like, and I like adventure, proper adventure. And if it was a big, expensive, comfortable bike, I would whiz around all the provinces in 20 minutes, not see anything, and it wouldn't be very interesting. I want to go slow. I want to be uncomfortable. It's more fun. Life's more fun when you're having like a difficult struggle to get through it. So, and I'm not going to be doing 400 kilometers, 300 kilometers in a day. I'm going province by province, town by town, day by day. I'm going slow. There's no rush. We're not trying to break any records. In fact, I'd like it to take over a year, but I think it's going to take 9 months or a year to go slowly to all the provinces. Yeah, there'll be days where I have to go from one side of a big province through it to the next province, and that might be 110 Ks, 150 Ks, which would take me 4 or 5 hours on this thing. But still, it's going to be fine. So let me have a good time on my Honda Dream. Don't give me a bad time about it. I know, I'd love to go and get a big BMW thing. I ain't got the money, and it's not my style. She's my style. She's my baby. So that's why. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the look of the new bike. It's not massively different, but it's got the things I think I need to make the trip more comfortable, more practical, and just looking good while we do it, right? So subscribe if you don't want to miss our journey. It starts next week. Friday is my last day at school. Saturday I'll just, you know, do my last few things. I'm selling things on the minute on Facebook. I'm getting rid of all my last bits and bobs. It's becoming real. And then I think on the Sunday I'll get on the train. I'm gonna get this on the train somehow. Wish me luck. There'll be a video about that soon. There'll be a couple more videos coming up. I know you guys want to know how I'm planning my trip. So I've got a planning video coming out. This is kind of a planning video as well. This is how I've planned my bike. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, don't miss the big adventure. And thank you to the Patreons for your support and enabling the bike to look this good. So thank you so much. And see you in the next video. Bye. Woo! Sweaty. Woo!